Welcome to another episode of Behind the Grind. Joining me today is UFC standout Mr. Josh Emmett. Going today, Josh?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. So, as I always like to start off my interviews, can you tell us a thing or two about yourself and a fun fact us viewers may not know?
Uh, tell you about myself, huh? So I'm, like you said, fighting in the featherweight division of the UFC. I don't know. It's always kind of hard to talk about myself, but people could Google me and figure that out on their own. But fun fact, man, I don't know. I feel like I've done so many interviews and things like this where I do that quite a bit. So I'm sure a ton of fans and people know a lot about me.
Right on. So, on one of your Instagram posts, you showed interest in being on the November 2nd card in New York. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was, hopefully I was trying to get on the November 2nd card at MSG, but I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Waiting to hear from the matchmakers. That would be the earliest I fight, but I definitely want to get one in before the end of the year. So if that one does not happen, then sometime in November or December. I know there's a big Vegas card December. That's only a quick flight for me, so that would probably be ideal.
If they called you up on a short notice fight, would you take that?
No, no, I won't take a short notice fight just because I just fought not too long ago, and then my wife and I were out traveling in Europe and stuff like that. So, yeah, I won't take a short notice fight. I feel like I don't have to do that anymore, and I'm getting much closer to, get into that title shot, which I want. And so, yeah, I won't take a short notice fight.
Talking about your last fight, you actually fought Mirsad Bektic, correct?
Yep.
How close do you believe you are for title contention after that fight?
Uh, it just depends. It depends who I fight next. So, like I said, I want someone in the top three. So there's, three guys right there. There's actually really only two that are available because I believe Alex Volkanovski is going to fight Holloway for the title. So that leaves two people. If I get a matchup against one of them and I beat him, I feel like my next fight will be for the title.
So I know every fighter is different, but how do you manage to maintain your social life with fighter life kind of pulling you away from fun stuff?
No, it's for me. I kind of, I think I do a pretty good job of that. So it's like while I'm in camp, I'm 100% dedicated to that as well. Obviously, it's a job. So I come home, I still have like responsibilities and things I have to do around the house with my wife and family and things like that. But yeah, no, I work hard in the camp, and I sacrifice a lot more things. So when there are, say, like events or parties or something like that, I'll still participate, but I can't enjoy like the food or like the drinking or whatnot. But it doesn't matter to me. After the fights, that's when I have a you know always have a usually go on like a vacation or something somewhere that we want to go. We always like, whether I'm fighting out of the country or out of the state, and we figure out like some neat spots around there, or we always book a trip right after a fight. So it's like we work hard, but then we'll play hard too. So I do a really good job of balancing that. But it's also like this is what I want to do, and I don't have that much longer, I guess you could say, in it. I got into this later than most. I have like a short window left, so I'm hoping 4 or 5 years, as long as I stay healthy and injury free. So that's such a short amount of time to, you know, sacrifice certain things. I've struggled, sacrificed everything my entire life to get here. So what's 4 or 5 more years to achieve big things and greatness and things like that? It's such a small fraction. So I'm all for it.
You talked about food a little bit. When you're cutting weight, is there a certain food you actually crave?
Um, Man, really everything. It's kind of funny when I'm cutting weight, 'cause I'm on such a strict diet and regimen that I don't have one cheat meal for like 6 to 7 weeks. I'm like dialed in. And so it's like everything, things that I don't even want ever, like outside of camp. I'm like, oh, that looks good. Or, I'll be looking at like Instagram and seeing food or watching like the Food Network channel and stuff like that. But as soon as I make weight and have a few things after the fight, of course, and it's like things I was craving during, like, I'm like, I don't even want that. It's like when you can't have it, you want it. And when you can, it's like, I don't want any of that stuff. So it's kind of funny, but I've been like that my whole life. I've wrestled since I was a little kid. I've always had like big wrestling tournaments or matches during like the holidays. And I was always cutting a decent amount of weight in wrestling. So I could never enjoy a lot of the food around the holidays, but it's all worth it.
You said you wrestled as a kid. Would you say that's one of your main aspects of the fighting game?
Yeah, no, definitely. My background and base in mixed martial arts would be wrestling, but if a lot of people in the UFC, if you've watched a lot of my UFC fights, then people just think I'm a boxer. But I watched some of my earlier fights. I would go out there, I'd take people down, ground and pound, submit, whatever it may be. But now in the UFC, I kind of know what people want to see, and I love the box, and since we're in the entertainment business, I try to make it exciting for the fans.
Right on. What would you say a typical day of training looks like for you?
It just depends, man. Every day is different, but we train in camp 6 days a week. I train, and we have our pro practices set in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just so many practices a day. I typically will do about 3. And so I'll do like a pro practice. I'll hit mitts with my boxing coach. I'll do no-gi jiu-jitsu. Then we have everything is so different. Every day is, I'm practicing all the martial arts. I'm doing my strength and conditioning. I'm doing my, my outside running and road work. I'm going down to Dublin to work on my Muay Thai with CSA once a week. I get boxing sparring in with pro boxers on Friday night. I do MMA sparring on Wednesday, and then we have wrestling practices. It's literally it's a full-time job with overtime every week. That's for sure.
So you have a side job with that?
Have a what?
You have a side job with that?
No, not at all. This is 100%. This is what I do full time, and yeah, I wouldn't change it.
So, so when you're not training, what is one thing you enjoy doing?
A passion of mine is traveling. So love to travel, love to see, and that's like traveling around the world, seeing different countries. Just even in the States, seeing new things. I love to eat good food, like drink good wine, have cocktails, good craft beers. Yeah, just kind of experience the culture and just see new things, and of course hanging out with friends and family. That's a big thing to me, and it's really important. So a lot of times when I'm not fighting, if my wife and I aren't traveling around, then we're just kind of hanging out with our close friends and family and doing things like that. But really anything, I love going on the boat and doing wake surfing, going up to Sierra foothills. We're not too far from Tahoe. So we do stuff like that, you know what I mean? So
Awesome. So last couple of questions I have for you, Josh. Where can we find you on social media? And is there anyone you'd like to shout out real quick? The stage is all yours.
yeah, they can find me on my Twitter and Instagram handle is Josh Emmett UFC. So that's JoshEmmet UFC. And then I have a Facebook page, Josh Emmett. Just all my, sponsors, everyone that's helped me throughout the years. And, and especially right now I have Renaissance Periodization, Trifecta Nutrition, Mastermind Supplement. And really any of my sponsors, you can go to joshemmett.com and you can, check out all my sponsors. And those are like, everyone that's kind of helped me and true like brands that I 100% stand behind and trust, because I know my friends and family and fans will be the first to buy it. So I don't take or promote anything without 100% believing in it. So check out joshemmet.com for more info on that.
It was a pleasure having you on the show, Josh, and hopefully we can do this in real life soon.
Sounds good, man. Let me know.
Awesome. Peace.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
You too.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. That video was featuring Josh Emmett, UFC featherweight. Episode 13 will be featuring Vicente Luque, UFC welterweight. He'll be talking about his recent win over Mike Perry and who he wants next in the welterweight division. So, we'll see you guys on episode 13. Peace.